Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Welcome to my channel, everybody. So it is November. Well, it's actually late October, but I'm working on my November Monday series of videos because if I don't do them in October, you won't see them in November. So November it is for today, right? November 2024 Mondays series video number 2. That means it is a card. And for the month of November, I am focusing on the beautiful Autumn Expressions bundle, which is the stamp set and this die. And it was a happy thing that happened. I purchased the dies because of this lovely frame and this and I figured I could use them, which I could. But then my aunt went and she ordered the stamp set. So together, my Aunt Carol and I have the bundle, which is so exciting. Now, no, I did not get the paper and all that because I have maybe not the same season paper, but I have paper I felt I could use. And today we are going to be using this. So also, if you are new to my channel, please be aware that I do a Monday and a Saturday series of videos concentrating on one stamp set, suite, or bundle. On the rare occasion, I do use two, which, you know, I have done, of course. And then for the holidays, I've been doing a Wednesday series, which I do an A card and a B card, and that is always a fall card and a holiday card. So as this is, you can see this is the card we are going to do. Wait till you see the color choice. Of course, when I say case a card, I make something similar using things I have, and I hope that inspires you to do so. So this is the Splendid Autumn Suite Collection. This is the Autumn Expression stamp set and dies. That is what I have. I don't have any of these others. They are absolutely gorgeous. What I do have is I have paper that is similar to this. We have had New Horizons Meandering Meadows, which I'm using those two. We have had, Thoughtful Journeys is another one. There have been so many that are so what I call scenic backgrounds like this. So this is our card. That's my little sticky note. Now I'm going to save it. So I was looking at these beautiful cards, and at first I thought I would do this one because it has a lot of stamping. But then I kept getting drawn to this beautiful black frame. And I really like this, and I thought I can do anything with this. So these, when I do a case of card, I do something similar. So we're using a scenic background piece of DSP. I am going to have a piece of, not DSP, I'm going to use Vellum. I'm just going to change the orientation and make mine a little bigger. Love my fingers animation, right? We are going to have the black frame, the black chain. We are going to use Have a Perfectly Lovely Day. We're also going to add a bit of ribbon right here. I got some Night and Navy on the clearance rack recently. Perfect. And especially with our paper, just wait and see. It's going to be great. We're going to be using the same dies. We're going to add a few extra. We're going to use this leaf die, that one, and we're going to stamp and die cut that one as well. Now, I don't have these leaves because I didn't get those. But yes, I think this is going to come together really well, and I hope you guys like it. So I'll be showing this as we do this card. So let me show you. Move this aside. I'm going to show you my DSP choices. So I have several packages of paper, right? So this is Thoughtful Journeys. I didn't find anything in there that I wanted to use, but this is Meandering Meadow, and this is the color choice, this gorgeous blue, Night of Navy, and the pale blue there. So, and then believe it or not, this is New Horizons. And there might be a few other choices in there, but I'm sure that's New Horizons in there. And there was a little piece about this big. In fact, it was the same size, just a different piece that I chose to cut for the center of my frame. And I think they're going to work really well together. So I have everything die cut, and I wanted to bring this in, and I'm hoping this might work really well for me. So here are my die cut bits. So here you can see is our DSP piece. Now this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This is to cover a complete card base that is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. Please note all the measurements will be in the description part of the video. Also note, sometimes I make a typo, so please call me out on it in the comment section because sometimes I don't catch it. So I am always thankful when someone does. All right, so there's my DSP of choice. Here is our frame in black, just like theirs. I am going to choose to go with this wider frame. You can see there's a thinner and a thicker. We're going to choose this half, and let's get started by cutting it. We're going to cut this hinge part of it right off there. And this is going to go in a container that you guys, if you see my paper pumpkin, you see I have several of these frames in there. So this one, just like that. Now I did have to run this die twice. And I wanted to show you that. That's my sentiment. So when I ran it through, I got my 2 frames right, and these 2 pieces were inside. On one of those, I set the little chain in there, and I got this. This is still good. I can put a piece on the inside and possibly use that. But there's my chain. Oops, there's my frame. This one is going to go in my little box. So are those. Now here, this is the piece from New Horizons. This had to get out of this one, so I had to run those frames again to get that piece. And you can see this went through there like that. So this will go back in the package. This will go in the dies. So that's going over there. Here is my piece of vellum. Now this is 3 1/4 by 5, and I used, where is the, oh, here are the dies. I used the retired Greenery dies. I don't have a lot of embossing folders, and I didn't want a contrasting piece of DSP, but when you put this way, I think it's going to just diffuse the background a little, but it still has a florally image, and I think it's going to work really well for this card. I hope you all agree. Let's see, put that over there. So from Splendid Stem Dies, this is retired. I chose this one that I also used in Paper Pumpkin for September. It needed a little blue for me in here. So let me show you what I have prepared. I chose colors from the DSP. So I chose 2 of these leaves in Granny Apple Green. I chose this one in Garden Green. I stamped it and die cut it, and I chose 2 leaves in Vellum to tie in with this piece of vellum. And then I thought I had 2 of these. I did, I know I did, but if it fell off, it's okay. So we have that. And then we have 2 in a bit of one here because it got cut off. I was just using scrap pieces in Night of Navy. And then I stamped on a scrap piece of paper. This is sort of how it went somehow in here. Have a perfectly lovely day, and I just fussy cut that out as well. So those are all of our pieces for this card, and we're gonna get started. Just gonna shuffle things around a little bit here, and my card base is missing. It was just here. Oh, I set it aside. So don't need to do anything right now to start off with except glue this down to the actual card base. I might need to do just a little trimming, but I don't think so. So add some liquid glue here because this is my glue of choice. Some of you like tape runners. It is always up to you what type of glue you choose. I favor liquid glue for several reasons. One is that it is cost effective for my type of card making, and meaning it's cheaper that way for as many cards as I make, and it gives you that little bit of wiggly room. And I like to put it in those little applicator bottles just because it gets into little spaces. And The bigger bottles tend to goop things in places. So beautiful already. The DSP does so much of the work. So next, you know, I always like to do the look and see, right? So next you can see this is where this is going, and you can decide whether you want the recessed or the puffy out business, but I will be having the puffy out business. So I know that I can put a piece of tear tape right in the center because that's going to be covered up. So we can start with that. I'm just going to go right there. And I feel like I'm going to, excuse me, sneeze. Yes, I'm going to sneeze. So I'm not doing anything to the vellum, just popping it down there. That's done. Next, we have our frame, which is going to sit right there. And oh, I guess we are going to have to do some tear tape. I should have prepped this one, sorry. Sometimes I think about it, sometimes I don't. And I feel like saying sometimes feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Yes, that's what I feel like right now. All right, so, but this makes me happy to come out here and create and share with you guys. And I am so looking forward to creating with this stamp set and dies. I really, really am. So here we go for this. Now, this will be the first time, because I'm making these out of order. Ooh, that's going to go right there. Is there any glue? No. So that's perfect. So put a little glue in here and a little glue in there. And then I'm going to pop those hopefully on there and hold them down and give them a minute. And it's going to make the cutest little hanging frame. My Aunt Carol calls it a purse. She's like, it's a purse. I'm like, no, it's a frame. She's like, no, it's a purse. It's a pocketbook. Those of you from back east know what a pocketbook is, a purse, literally. But I grew up with all my aunts calling it a pocketbook. My husband's like, why do you call a purse a pocketbook? I said, honey, because that's what my aunts called it. That's what my whole entire family called a purse, a pocketbook. So that's what I call a purse, a pocketbook. One time I was in a thrift store with my husband, and I told him, I said, oh, grab my pocketbook. And this lady who we were looking at books, or I was looking at books, and I had walked away from the little cart, and she said, oh, she's like, are you from back east? Where from back east are you? And I said, well, well, where should I start? I said, part of my family is West Virginia. I said, Detroit. My mom was born in Detroit. She's like, oh yeah, definitely. She's like, I knew when you said pocketbook, you were from back east, because she, actually, she was from West Virginia. So, there we go. So we are going to put it, I want to make sure that stays on the vellum. So there, and we will tack that down with a glue dot. Oops. Scoot that over. So that is not quite on there. Can I get it off the vellum? I bet, no. Okay, we're gonna leave it. It's just not centered where I would really like it. That didn't make it into the right tray. Glue dots. I'm gonna roll this glue dot on my nail. So pop the backing off. Now this I wouldn't do when I had acrylic nails, because I don't think it worked really well for that. Then I'm going to lay it right in between that black area, and now that should stay down. Yes! Okay, our starting off point. Now we get to do some stamping in the such. So this peat here, it needs some work, right? And the Stampin' Pierce mat is not where it should be. And we don't need a Stampin' Pierce mat because these are red rubber. Awesome! All right, so this needs, for me, it needs a little sponging. and it needs a little bit of greenery. So I'm going to stamp, where's the stamp at? This one, right? I'm going to stamp some of this, like right here. I could have done a better job with that, but there's no flipping it over. And maybe right here, that's much better. And maybe right there. Sorry about that. I forgot to bring the coaster in. We'll have to put that over there so I see it. Cover that up. And then I want some Night of Navy. Now, I'm going to huff on this first of all before I go adding extra ink. Because if you have sponge daubers that you use a lot, like I do, it retains ink. You can see it retains a lot of ink. So, I want to first go around the edges and get my hands off the table because my stand for the camera is attached to the table. We're going to go around the edges, and now I'm going to add a little bit more blending. I might add some greenery in here because this was just a starting point for me. So I'm going to come in here and bring in some blue, more blue in the sky, because there's a lot of blue in our card. That's why I really kind of felt this New Horizons piece of DSP would work. So let's put that on there. Look, it's getting better. I think so, but we're going to darken this area up, so I will need the Night of Navy. I'm not thinking the green so much, but I'm thinking more Night of Navy. So I'm going to bring it up, really darken that up there. You could use a blending pen, really darken it up. I mean, you could start off with the white piece. For me, I was trying to use DSP piece that I already had. I want to keep some a little bit. Oh, that is really nice. Really, really nice. Let's get this a little darker in the corners, around the edge, just a little deeper, darker around the edges. That's really pretty. All right, now it just has more ink on it. Okay, so this piece is done. Now, I don't want to have it too popped up because it's going to have a lot of elements, but this little is just 2 pieces of scrap cardstock. You guys have seen me do this a whole lot of times. I'm just going to pop this up with a little bit, pop it up. I'm just going to add it to the card with a little bit of tear tape because it's going to be on the vellum. But it's going to sit inside the frame, and then I can glue this to the inside piece. And all it's going to do is make this piece sit up a tiny bit from the frame, and I do mean a tiny bit, but that's all I need it to do. Okay. Oh, hold on. No, 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 no. We can't do that. The ribbon, hold on. I gotta look at our picture. Oh, we can. We can. The ribbon goes behind the perfectly, have a perfectly good day. I was like gonna cry. The ribbon goes behind, have a perfectly lovely day. I was like, oh no, 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 I did it. So we need this, and we need to sponge on this. And let's grab all these other elements. Now you're going to see that this is just a little too white. So we're going to take that Night of Navy, and we're just going to come around the edge. just so it's not so stark, I might add just a hair in there, just softening up the white a little. And I'm barely touching it, y'all, barely. Just softening it up some so it's not so stark white. So on this one, yep, going around all the edges. I don't have to re-ink it, it's got plenty on there. It's going to be a little darker in some of these nooks and crannies because of how I need to get in them, but that's okay. Now I may want that to stand out more, and that's going to be fine. So I think we're ready to assemble. So we know that we need some ribbon, and we're going to take a look at how our ribbon goes. So it looks like it just goes like this. I might decide to do a zigzag, like in a Z. So I might decide to go here, here, and here. And I think so. Let's find this and see if it's big enough. Oh, I do think we're going to zigzag it. I like the zigzag. So I'm just going to cut this off. And then I'll tell you how much is there. So that is 10 inches, and then I'm going to bring the edges together and trim them. Hopefully. Maybe. There we go. And we're going to need some tear tape to do this. 1, 2, 3 pieces. So we're going to do have a perfectly lovely day. We're going to start there, maybe at an angle. It's off to the sides there. And we're going to look for the last piece. Remove the backing. Oh, that rolled. Let's just leave it there. All right. So we need that to be off a bit. What I want to make sure is that it's not like hanging out from the bottom, but I do like that. And it's going to be over to the side more, so we're going to end up cutting a little bit more off of that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so right here. And release the backing again. We get to trim the side down a little bit more. So we have a little Z. Okay, I'm being silly, yes. So now we are going to assemble our cluster. And I'm looking at the picture, so let me bring that in so you guys can see it as well, hopefully. Let's move this aside, close that up. Not sure, maybe if I put this like that, you guys can see that, hopefully. Okay, because this is what we're going for, right? So this is coming in like right about there. So that looks good. And then instead of these leaves, we're kind of using a combination of vellum. If I can get it in there. Vellum. A little bit there. We're going to add a little pop of that bright green, which we might have to add this one here. I'm not sure. Okay, I know that this one can go there. This one might have to go down here. This one, let me do it in my hand. So there's that. This one is going to get the parts that didn't all the way make their complete cut, is going to get cut off because you won't even know it then. So I think we put this one in front of the blue like so. I kind of like now having this one behind it, that little pop of vellum there. And this one like that, or here. This one needs to go down here. Okay, now I've got it. This one's going to, maybe we put both of those back there. Let's see. This goes on the side. It's not really how I intended it. This one was down in the front because this comes out. I wanted a little bit of blue in front here. Yes, okay. This is going to go in the center. So now I see it. So these guys are all going to get two in the back, the vellum in the front. We have it. So we can do a little spot of liquid glue on these because they are paper and not vellum. So just like this. Then we will grab a glue dot. Sometimes you just have to look at it to see it. That's kind of what I was doing there. So this one's going to go here. Now, because there's not, we can use this one in the back. Make it taller. That might be too tall. We'll see. No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. So now we're going to put all of this onto this one with a bit of tear tape, just to make sure it's going to be really well on there. So right here, tear tape. The scissors just hit the glass mat. I will tuck tear tape. I can tuck glue dots in here. Let's see if we do that. Do a little bit of glue right there. That's what's great about those little tiny. So this is going to go here. That goes off a little bit to the side. This needs to go on here with a glue dot. If I can find the glue dots again. Where did they go to? I know. Oh, yeah, I bet you guys were saying, it's right there, it's right there. Yes, I see it now. Thank you for your help. Thank you. Oh, so this one needs like so. We could brush a little bit. Let me see this. Oh, that's bad. It will look fine. We'll fix it, watch. We're going to brush a little greenery on this. Why? Because we can. And we can fix that. You'll see. We're going to add a little glue where we tore it. And you won't even know we did it. You won't even know we did it. But there is a little bit of green now on here. Just a little bit of color. See? A little bit of shading. Just a little. And I'm looking for the other vellum leaf. There it is. Let's do the same. So, we have the glass mat. Let's do a little bit of shading on this one as well. And this one we could add, like there'd be two of them here. Or, oh, right behind it maybe. Because this one, I think we're going to cut it in half. We are. I think we are. No, we are just going to do a little surgery. So this one is going to come here. And this little piece of one is going to go right there. Cute, isn't it? I think so. It's cute. I think so. Oh, I love it when something comes together. So this one can get glue. If I can turn it around, it's going to get tucked way down in there. This one is going to get a glue dot because it's going on vellum. Let's roll it so it's skinnier. I really want the backing there, and I lost the leaf. There's the leaf. That one is going to get a glue dot just because it'll be easier to tuck away and because it's vellum. And let's see. So this will get trimmed off. So now we're going to turn that kind of sideways. Oh, that's going to be nice. Let's pull this up. Tuck that in like so. Yes. Perfectly. What if we cut that off as well? What if we just trimmed you right off? Put you there. And then put you, we will make you fit back in there just where we want you. Okay, this is going on dimensionals. The tray. Okay, dimensionals. I don't want them too far to the outside. I bet I'll finish my book. I started halfway through it. I started it yesterday evening. Yeah, I do read really fast. Just sometimes a book is really good. Okay, so we are going to put that right there. And then where's that little tiny bit? Roll that over. Oops. Oh my goodness. Let's just tuck you around the whole thing. Keep you together. Now we're going to tuck you in right behind this one, just at a different angle. Maybe. There. Oh, that came out really cute. And this bit, I don't know if I want it here or just farther down in this. Just there. Just to add a little bit more. Whew! That's it. That is my version of this card. So I'm wondering, do I want to take the Night of Navy and do, or do I want to do some green on these leaves? I'm going to do the green. An afterthought, but I think we'll add to it. just a little bit of shading on there. Oh, that does do. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that little bit of green on in there. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna color a little bit more, but I want to take some off. So give me a second. I'm looking for my little scratch paper, we want to wipe a lot of that off. See all that on the edges? Don't want any of that going anywhere near what I'm about to do. I'm just going a little bit more on it and oh, that's so much better. Okay, so we do need 3 little stones in here, right? 1, 2, and 3. So bling box, please. And I have an idea of what I want to use. So no. Oh, those would be really pretty. Those little pops of white would be really pretty. Those could work. Or I was thinking of, honestly, I was thinking of black. So let me show you which ones. These are from Kathy Klein. Thank you. These are the little matte dots. So I was thinking black would tie in the black frame, and there's a lot of dark here. So we are going to do one here, right? And I know that's a large one, but I think it will do really well. And then we're going to do 2. Oh, I'm so happy I chose this color. Maybe not what everybody would choose, but I think that is really cool. Oh, yes. Thank you, Kathy, for the bling, for the card. Yay. Oh, yes, yes, yes. So do you guys like it? This was theirs. This is mine, and it's still lovely, lovely, lovely. So now we have to stamp the inside. And where are my stamps? I did. Oh, here they are. So this is still going to be a Thanksgiving card. It's going to say grateful for you on the envelope. It's going to say, may the beauty of the season fill your heart with joy, because I still think that works beautifully with this card. And we can stamp what? I don't know what else to stamp in there. The embossing folder. We will use the embossing, Greenery embossing folder as a stamp. The raised image right here. We will take this. Oh, I got to get the right side. Oh, is that not going to work for me? Will it? Because I thought that would be really pretty. That may not work. That may not work. So let me see the stamp set. Where'd you go? Oh, we can do the green. We'll do the greenery. Here we go. We can do this. There we go. We're going to sponge a little Night of Navy around it. Oh, it kind of blended in with the just like that. We're going to go all the way up now and all the way over. Don't have to necessarily have a stamp. There you go. And then, oh, we don't want to do that. You could do it in that, but I don't want to. Lost my coaster. I went Night of Navy because it ties in with the sentiment on the front of the card. That is juicy. I can see it shimmery, shiny. So we're going to let this set for a moment. And let's do our envelope. So let's turn this over. And we are going to do... as far down in the corner as we can. I could have held it down a little longer and it would have been better. And then we're going to take the wheat and we're going to stamp it right here. Now I'm not going to sponge the edges. I'm just going to leave it just like that. You could sponge around it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to close up Night of Navy and my garden green. While I'm doing this, I'm just trying to let the Night of Navy dry a bit, so nothing catastrophe doesn't ensue here. So let's show you. Let's take a look. Oh, it's still got a little bit of a sheen, so I don't want to fully close the card. So there it is. I hope you all like my version of card on page 36. I know the colors, mine are darker in tone. This is more brighter, but I hope you like what I came up with for my case of card. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'm going to ask, if you are not subscribed and you like my videos, hey, would you consider subscribing? It would definitely help me out. Those of you who are subscribed, thank you so very much. I appreciate it. I also appreciate each and every one of you who take the time not just to watch, but who comment, because your comments, guys, are why I do this. I do this because I enjoy reading those comments each and every day when I charge my back. I check in on those comments periodically through the day sometimes. But you all inspire me to keep sharing. So thank you. Thank you for the cards, the beautiful, beautiful cards I receive in the mail. Happy mail is definitely the perfect term for receiving cards. That's why we make cards. I love to mail cards. So I mean, my heart is just filled with so much joy when I mail a card, when I receive a card. It is worth all the work you put into them, because it surely brightens your recipient's day. And I absolutely love doing this, and you are a reason for that. So thank you all so very much. And please come back and visit me in my wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everybody.